Hello and welcome to the Path of Least Resistance. I am Versailles, and today we're going to do a run using Kindred against the 6.5 star Rogues of Runeterra adventure, the Grand Heist. For Relics we are using 2 Stalker's Blade and Guardian Angel. And I assume this is going to be a long one, but it should be fairly safe. As soon as Kindred is on the board, you should be fine. You want to be slightly more defensive and take even longer, you can change Stalker's Blade for Everfrost instead. They'll give you 2 stuns. Stuns can be more defensive than strikes because they just straight stop the units, versus strikes, which if they don't kill, then they kind of have done nothing. We're going to take Ash here as Power Riff, which is always cool, and we also get access to Frostbite in our draft. Inheritance is interesting, but I think Mystic Meditation might be a bit stronger. Wild Inspiration is also good because we're going to be playing a lot of created cards. All of these are really good. Take Wild Inspiration. I think it might, over time, end up being more cost reduction than Mystic Meditation. And not fully sure what we're aiming to draft here. Don't necessarily want to give my opponents units. I'm just going to re-roll this out. Take Entomb, that's safe. And Entomb our own unit if we need to. Deathless plus enough hit points or power to block Fearsome is good. I think Vengeance is typically pretty good. Spirit Journey with Summoning Beacon is incredible, since we're going to be using Spirit Journey anyway. We do want Flash Freeze, and then it also has Summoning Beacon. Drum Solo will give us some draw, sometimes we need that in this deck. And we can get some healing from Grasp of the Undying. And then Salvage is a maybe, but I think I'm just going to reroll here. Harsh Winds. You don't really have a lot of units is kind of my issue right now. But Harsh Winds should keep us safe. So it's going to become really critical, given my draft, that we do end up drawing Kindred. I'm going to keep the Flash Freeze, reroll everything else. And then the most important thing that we can do is survive round 2, where we're going to get attacked. If we survive round 2, we'll be okay. Another thing you can do is Guardian Orb on Kindred, because you can summon a lot of Kindreds. Instead of Stalker's Blade, you could put Guardian Orb, and then you could roll into weird win conditions. There's a case that I should have entombed that Marshal really early on, but I didn't, so it should be okay anyway. Gonna take a bit of damage here, but overall it should be fine. And we'll have Kindred on board next round. I'm not too worried about anything. We do get this prey, and that's nice. There's always a choice between like leveling Kindred and just making more copies. I'm gonna go with the making more copies route here. Kind of at odds with each other. If they try to kill your unit, you can kill your unit instead. Print another one. And here we just block. And so at this point we shouldn't be able to lose. and we should not take any more damage. Attacking can sometimes be difficult because you need to basically remove all the units before you can attack, and that can be hard. I'm gonna grasp here to get our hit points back, and Rhyme Tusk Shaman will give us a little more safety, which is cool. This guy is kind of a nightmare. We'll get rid of our lower power Kindred. And because of Guardian Angel, I mean Spirit Journey, we get an extra copy. Every round that the prey lives, it starts stacking up damage. So you can kind of check using the eye how many charges you have. So right now we're at 3, 2 more rounds, and we'll win the game just by using Spirit Journey on it. So here I'm fine just throwing all of my units at the wall, because worst case scenario, I'm just going to kill this prey next round. And we'll Spirit Journey here, like I said. Wild Mysticism will give us a mana gem. Mana is always something we're looking for. And we'll go to Stargazer. You can get some interesting things here. And again, we're just spoiled for choice. Round start Frostbite the strongest enemy and give it vulnerable is incredible. Military training is really good because we're attacking with a lot of Kindreds. So each of those being stronger is good. Lighting the Way makes it so our Spirit Journeys are effectively free, so we can cast them more often. I think Frost Shot I'm going to take. It's the more defensive option. Potentially Lighting the Way was the better option, but I think Frost Shot will keep us alive really well, and that is something that's important. I think Aspiring Chronomancer is generally easier than Uru Cultist, which is the other node choice that you can take here. But if you can't win like reasonably quickly, sometimes you can get into a situation where they're playing Decimate, I think. Yeah, Decimate. And that does 16 damage. So you don't want that to happen. And you need to consider that if you're playing like a slower deck, that you might end up just taking 32 damage or whatever from 2 Decimates. I'm likely to just Vengeance here. And I'll make that guy die next round. Problem with filling up your board is that you can't print more Kindred. So we have these 0 power units which aren't helping as much as an extra Kindred would, but I mean, it's not the worst problem to have. And we'll Spirit Journey here. It'll kill at least one of those units. Again, we can check where we're at on the prey. So that one's doing 6, this one's doing 8, total is 14. And we'll Spirit Journey here again. Just removing the units. And I'm fine tossing away one of the prey here. Oh, they can't block Fearsome. Get rid of the Poro, it's fine. This guy's gonna die anyway, and then we get a free attack next round. And I think we should have enough damage to win now. So that'll do 12. This one will do more than 4. Problem is that I can't just force it to die. Yeah, and unsurprising that the Decimate comes. Second Decimate's a little surprising. Realistically, I probably should have played drum solo, and then I could have picked up this Vengeance, and then killed my unit, and then I would have not taken any damage there. But I didn't think about that until after I took 32 damage, so... Perhaps be a little bit smarter than I was. Icequake can heal me for a lot. None of the other ones are particularly useful. Oh, I don't have any money, so I can't buy power anyway. But I don't think Pyromania would have really done much for me. I'm gonna take the Auction here. I feel like this is fairly easy. You do need a few blockers early on, otherwise you'll get hit for a lot. There's also some vulnerable, there's a lot of spell shield, but they have low hit points, so I'm not overly concerned. If I do this, potentially they could block with the Shadow. They didn't, so... Bit of a mistake there for me. I don't know if it was a mistake, just didn't work out. Could play the Marksman here. If they play something with the Vulnerable, I think I have to. But they didn't, so I'm fine. Take 0 there. Now we have Kindred on board, so we should never have any problems again. So if the Blimp Pack Poacher blocks, this is a hard sentence, it'll capture. It's going to die at the end of the round anyway, so I'm actually going to force it to capture Kindred, which means why didn't it die? Oh, it didn't die because the Kindred that was killing it was the one that got captured. So I messed up a little there. It'll pay off later anyway though. They let us end round, we take it. And a Brittle Steel here. That'll let me Icequake and remove that unit. It's going to kill my Kindred, which means Kindred's going to come back. Also going to get 8 hit points for doing this. And we clear the board. Do lose a Kindred there, which is a bit unfortunate. But we are just gonna Spirit Journey. Sometimes you want to hold Spirit Journey for a response and not use it early because they could do a fast spell and remove your Kindred, and then you don't have a way to keep it alive, and that can be bad. And a Vengeance here. And I don't care that they're killing the prey, it's fine. I'm gonna pass, let them play some cards, it's fine. I'm going to make a new Kindred here. Maybe just letting the round end was better, considering. But I also like the new Kindred, so that's fine. We're gonna go ahead and remove that guy. Actually, we just killed the spell shield. We'll put down Rhyme Tusk Shaman, although that might just be eating up board space at this point. And I don't care about my units, so I'm going to go ahead and Ice Quake just to give myself 8 more hit points. We're making up for the disaster of those decimates last turn. Drum Solo looking for Grasp. And we'll Drum Solo look for Grasp again, we find it. Gonna Grasp my giant Kindred. And we get most of our hit points back that we lost from last round. Generally speaking, I wouldn't suggest rerolling on champion item chests because you're going to be better off rerolling a power. We do have Spell Shield here, which is nice, but Guardian Angel kind of removes a little bit of the need for that. Coral Crush Gauntlets is something I would consider taking because just getting more power on Kindred baseline is good. But we do have 4 rerolls here, so I'm going to go ahead and spend 1. We have Vampiric Scepter, which will keep us alive, that's fine. I was hoping for something like Black Cleaver so we could just get more power, or really any of the high power things, like Phage would have been fine, or the Titan's Axe, something like that. Could get rid of a card here. I think Brittle Steel isn't actually doing a lot for us, because they need enemies to have 3 health or less, which isn't going to be very common. And I kick out 1 Kindred. Fortunately, we have Auction as a playable card here. That'll let us block something later. And also, might have been a good idea not to play the Ash. If we hadn't, then we could play Wild Mysticism next round, which probably would have been more effective. Sure. It just does whatever he wants. Gonna dodge Time Bomb a little bit here. Now we'll drop Rhyme Tusk. We're gonna take 6 damage here, that's fine. I don't have like a huge amount of cards with different costs, so that might be somewhat difficult. I also filled up my board, which isn't great. I want to get this Auction killed, probably. Maybe get everything killed. Maybe keep the Rhyme Tusk. Rhyme Tusk is helping here. Spirit Journey the Prey, that'll get Kindred's level up started. I think I'm fine sitting for now. Can take the attack before I make decisions. And they didn't do anything. Let's go ahead and attack here. They refuse to block Auction. The Spirit Journey Ash, it'll fill up her hit points. Also level up Kindred. I have a bunch of frostbite in hand, so I'm not really worried about anything yet. I should have played Crystal Arrow because it costs 1. Just Harsh Winds twice here. I can finally... I can't get rid of my auction. My goals in life. Do it like this. This will be fun. Oh, okay. Just overriding that guy right now. Which is what I should have done a long time ago. Wait till next round to frostbite. And here we will frostbite. I need to draw into Kindred because I accidentally removed my own.
Tell me where to aim. Stand together.
Here is a 3-cost card. And a 2-cost card. And a 3-cost card.
The frost reveals all to me.
5-cost is great for me. And another 5-cost. Just win the game, you know? This is Honest Croupier, which will steal a bunch of Spirit Journeys, which I don't think is something that I want to happen. The downside is that the other thing we have to deal with, if it gains life, we lose the game, and I don't think I can prevent it from losing life, so I think we have to take Croupier. And I think we take Perfection. But this is probably not gonna go super well. Since we are creating Spirit Journeys every round. If we keep the Spirit Journey in hand though, we won't create a Spirit Journey, which is great.
Good people don't look the other way. Villains beware. What brings you here?
Yeah, and auction is just like kind of game losing. Has elusive, so if I don't want to take damage I have to play Spirit Journey. A little reluctant to play Spirit Journey, so I'm just not going to. Drop Kindred here. That Kindred will kill that unit, I'm fine with that. They also only have 16 cards, and they are playing Brash Gamblers, which means that they're gonna be drawing a bunch of cards, which means they're gonna run out of cards. He has bonded bucklers, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Just gonna Vengeance. Now that Kindred's leveled, I'm really fine removing her. Or them. And just attack here. Stole my Relic of Power. This guy really is the worst. Just get rid of him. I don't know which card they swindled. Okay, Vengeance. Could have responded to Vengeance with Spirit Journey, that probably would have been correct. They're down to 3 cards. No, just Flash Freeze here. They probably won't attack if I Flash Freeze now. And they're out of cards. So by not giving him access to Spirit Journey, I saved myself a lot of trouble. These two cards are effectively the same, Grasp of the Undying and Catalyst of Aeons. Grasp, this is a little bit better, a little bit cheaper. Catalyst gives us a mana gem. I take the mana gem. Go to the spells chest, we don't really need gold. Icequake with plus damage, probably not really worthwhile. Bursting Backpack trying to champion though could be useful at some point. Maybe I run out of a champion. Maybe something else, who knows. Also the Puff Caps will do 4 damage because of Perfection. I have to just not drop Akshan. That's probably just better for me overall. This guy has, I don't know how many sarcophaguses, but it's more than 3. It's at least 4. Which I think is cheating. Could put second Ash on the board, but we're gonna have to block if we do that, and I don't think that's a good plan. He guy's a lot better when his 1 damage does 4 damage. I'll take 8 here. I guess I could have blocked using it Fearsome. For some reason I imagined him with Fearsome. I'm gonna play Kindred. Would like to Spirit Journey Kindred. And this all looks very good. Gonna get an Ash back. I think we pass. I'm okay with this. Spirit Journey Kindred. I am completely happy for them to kill all of my units.
A glimpse of what is yet to come. It knows.
I just realized something. So what the Prey does is every round start it gains Last Breath, deal 2 to the enemy nexus. This is, what's the word? It doesn't like combine, right? So it does several instances of 2 damage. It's not like 2, then 4, then 6, then 8. So with Perfection, this means that since I have it 6 times, this Prey will now do 24 damage instead of 12. Man, I should have figured that out way earlier, but here we are. Pickaxe is amazing. More copies of your champion, also amazing. We're gonna go to the shop, because Street's not bad. We can get a power. Explosive Finale is great. We do a lot of out-of-combat killing. And we can get rid of our worst card, which is actually Akshan, but we can't get rid of him. Not that we have a worst card. Probably Rhyme Tusk.
Quest accepted. Wait, where are we going?
Then we go into Ezreal, who should be no problems. Ezreal's thing is that he makes like 100 copies of himself for free. It's really obnoxious. Oh, also every card he plays is free. This is also pretty obnoxious.
Firing.
I'm gonna play Wild Mysticism here. This will give us 2 units, so we can block these guys. Or one of them. Oh, am I just dead? Oh, I made a mistake. Should have played the auction. Well, they probably would have died too. True Shot Barrage. Doesn't matter. We're playing Kindred, which means I have a Guardian Angel, so that's an extra revive. Forgot the most important rule, which is survive round 2. Gonna play Akshan here, he's free. Gonna play Ashe, that's another blocker. Can't do anything about that. We're gonna attack with the Ashe. I didn't get a bunch of free Sanctum Conservators, so we're doing a little bit better than last time. I'm gonna go ahead and block here and flash freeze so we don't instantly die. Block with that as well. Alright, we lived. Most important thing, like I said, is living round 2. Having done that, we are now fine forever. Feel like they can't remove my Kindred right now, so I'm gonna Spirit Journey. Each Kindred gives me 4 hit points back. We're also hitting with Explosive Finale. Also removing a bunch of units because of the Stalker's Blade. So overall, pretty good. Can block here. Might not be worth it. Might be worth saving for later. Definitely gonna block at least one of them. This looks fine. I only end up taking 2 damage overall. Oh, that's an Obliterate. I don't want to be obliterated. So, we are going to Spirit Journey.
A glimpse of what is yet to come.
Oh. Yeah. So that didn't work because if the unit would die this round, then it doesn't come back. And it died because I used Spirit Journey, so, you know, no one's perfect. If I had 1 more mana, I would play a card right here, but I don't, so I'm not going to. I'm going to play a Sandstone Charger. That'll give me a blocker. And then we will pass. They'll do something, I'm sure. I'm gonna drop this guy, which will do 4 damage. And we have a new Ezreal, which I think I want to remove immediately. I'm gonna go ahead and Spirit Journey here. And I need to block away to get some board space back. And then we'll Spirit Journey again. And we get denied. Not sure why Ezreal died anyway there, but cool. Want to Spirit Journey. And just upcycle Drake here. I need to Spirit Journey Kindred, so I was kind of avoiding doing that. But I just need to see what cards they have in their hand before I make any choices. So this is bad because that Kindred's dead. He also took a bunch of damage because Ezreal's leveled. But we can drop new Kindred here. And we do have Rally from the scout that I used earlier. So we're just going to go ahead and get rid of Ezreal here. They only have one card, I have no idea what it is. Bet they haven't been playing it, so I assume it's not that good. And we get all our hit points back. Actually, we're missing 2, but it's fine. And they die from playing Spirit Fire because their first spell costs Nexus health. That is that. That went, honestly a lot smoother than I had imagined. Not even sure we really got that much value out of the created cards cost 1 less. I thought it was gonna go a lot further than it did. Anyway. Kindred's very good. The reason we played Kindred here first is because when we're doing a Shadow Isles champion, we're probably going to be thinking about like Vhagar, maybe Vex, or not Shadow Isles, a Vandal City champion. So we're going to probably be using Vhagar or Vex for that requirement, and both of those are also Shadow Isles, so you want to get that Shadow Isles requirement out first. Otherwise, Vhagar or Vex will fill that in instead. So Vandal City is going to be next on our list. Ember might be okay too, actually. But I'm probably going to stick with Vhagar just because he's 3 stars. And we'll see how that goes. Probably going to be another thing if we survive round 2, we win the game. Search for stuns, that sort of thing. Anyway, that is all for me. There are, like I said, you can play Kindred in a number of ways. You can go with double Guardian Orb here. You can do 2 Guardian Angel plus Stalker's Blade. That'll make it so you print more Kindred, and you kind of do the same amount of Stalker's Blades. The only problem is when you hit the board space issues, then that's worse. Because you use up more board space. So I prefer Guardian Angel double Stalkers, and again, it worked completely fine, so would suggest it, plus the Guardian Angel still gives you an extra try in case something goes wrong. And again, the most important thing is that you survive that round 2, so look for a defensive support champion, something in Freljord or Ionia to take stuns or frostbite. Anyway, that is all for me. Thank you for watching. If you like what I'm doing, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.